what your eyes are not looking at. Trust me, you will see what you're looking at, and you will miss what you are not looking at, right? So if you're looking at somebody else's life, you will see exactly what is happening in that person's life, and you won't see what is happening in your life. Hey kings and queens, welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in. If it's your first time on this channel, please do make sure that you do subscribe, like this video, and comment below. And most importantly, welcome to my channel, and I hope that you like the content and enjoy the content in this channel. And most importantly, you will grow, as this is the channel for personal development as well as motivations. And if it's not your first time on this channel, please do make sure that you do the dues of this channel, which is to like, comment, and share my videos with your friends, and ask them to share with the other friends so that we actually continue to grow as the family in this channel. So yeah guys, today in this video I'll answer the question that goes as follows: is self-love godly? Is it the right thing for you as a child of God to love yourself? Is it the right thing to even extend it to other people through promoting self-love, like encouraging people to love themselves? Is it a right thing to do as a child of God? That's the question that I'm actually going to answer today, because I am the self-love advocate. Like, I encourage people to love themselves. I promote self-love. I encourage people to accept themselves as they are, not to compare themselves, to be so confident in themselves, which is all just self-love. So let's just answer the question. My opinion, guys, is that there is actually nothing wrong with loving yourself as a child of God. There's nothing wrong with encouraging others to love themselves, right? Because self-love is a form of appreciation to God. You appreciating God's creation, which is you. You're saying, God, you've done a great job through me, and I appreciate you. I am showing my gratitude, and I am satisfied with what you have made through me. That is basically self-love. When you are loving yourself, you are loving what God has created. You are not saying, God, you haven't done enough through me. God, you should have done better. I'm a mess, right? Can God literally do something that is useless? Can God do something that is not enough? Everything that God creates is a masterpiece. Trust me, you are a masterpiece. God hasn't done any kind of mistake through creating you. No matter how you look, no matter the potentials that you have. The reason that sometimes we see that God hasn't done enough job through us is because we are comparing ourselves. And through that comparison, it's whereby we feel like there are certain gaps in our lives. And those gaps that we think we do have are the gaps that God doesn't recognize, because God created you differently with a different purpose. Every kind of potential that God has given you, He knows for sure that potential is going to help you in this world to live a better life, and is going to glorify Him, and is going to actually meet His purpose for you on earth. Because it's about what kind of purpose did God give you on earth. Right? Your purpose is different from the purpose that God has given to someone else. And therefore, if you're looking down on yourself because you feel like God hasn't done enough with you because He has done great with the next person, God has done all of those things to that person because He had His purpose that is uniquely attached to that person and not to yourself. And sometimes God has given us great potentials. God has made us to be masterpieces. God has created us to be so great. But the thing is, we can't see our greatness. Why? Just because we are not looking at us. So actually, when you are looking down on yourself, I take it as if you are looking down on God, right? Sometimes some things are beyond like our energy or our strength or our power, as long as we don't include God. But the minute we include God, we can realize that we can do anything. So if you have a problem of doubting yourself, of looking down on yourself, it's okay, right? But you need to do something about it, because it's not all right. It's not a right thing to look down on yourself. You need to pray to God, and God, help me to see who you created out of me. I know that you created me out of your greatness. You made me a masterpiece, but I can't see that, Lord. Help me to see it. Activate your greatness. Send the right people in my life that will activate the greatness that you have placed in my life. So if you feel like you are struggling to love yourself, just try to pray to God. Just try not to focus on the negative things that you can do or that you have done. Just pray that you escape that kind of negativity. And that can only happen through God, right? I know that as I am talking with this audience, maybe some of you guys are in a position whereby you don't love yourselves, whereby you're adopting yourselves, whereby you are so looking down on yourself. You have a bad image about you. I want to tell you that I do understand entirely, because lack of self-love is made by a lot of things. Sometimes the experiences that we go through, sometimes the traumas of our childhood, but they continue to grow with us and manifest. Sometimes the words that we are told by people. But I want to tell you today that please don't own those words. Don't own anything that is said by anyone which is negative. Don't own it, right? The words that come from someone else, they don't have power on your life until you give them power. When you let those words sink down into your mind, into your heart, and into your spirit, that you are not good enough because somebody told you that, that is when those words can operate in your life. But when they just get out of somebody's life and you feel like, look, these words are not good and I'm not going to own them, they are not going to have an impact in your life. God wants to move the world using your life. God wants to move certain individuals around you using you, but you are so not available. You're not even in your position. You are so all over, right? You are so trying to fit in. You're trying to do like others do, forgetting that you were born uniquely. You were born alone. You are carrying different things that God wants you to deliver on earth. And as long as you're looking at other people's lives, you're not going to be able to do all that God has deposited in you. So please stop delaying God's purpose. Just start trusting Him. Start loving yourself. Look down into yourself and see the greatness of God, what God has planted in you. Ask God the purpose that He's given you. Ask Him to redirect you to where you're supposed to be, to position you in a place where you can be able to receive your blessings, right? That is something that is important for us guys to do. Absolutely. That is definitely important. So I think you guys may want to know how to love yourself the right way, right? And in the previous video, I talked about how to love yourself. You can take some few tips there. You can pray for God's direction. You can read other stuff on the internet and books. And therefore, guys, if you want to know Oguti, what is not self-love, then you must subscribe, like this video, comment on this video, and tune and for the next video. You definitely can't miss the next video, because in the next video it's whereby I will talk about what is not self-love, because what is not self-love is definitely what makes us to fight with God, because sometimes we think we love ourselves the right way, but we are not, because in loving ourselves sometimes we make mistakes of not recognizing God. For instance, there is a difference between self-love and self-worshiping. Self-love has everything to do with God, because your motivation behind loving yourself is appreciating what God has created through you. And self-love and self-worshiping is all about, I can do this by my strength, I can do this with my power, I am so capable. You are so praising yourself instead of praising God, right? There is a thin line. You can make declarations, good things about you. I'm beautiful just because God created me. wonderfully. You know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know, you are both recognizing the power of God in his presence in both of what I've just said. But when you look at yourself and feel like you're on top of the world and feel like you can do anything and you don't even need God's intervention in your life, you know, when you are so praising yourself that other people, when they are around you, they start to feel small, that is not self-love. That is worshiping yourself, and that is not good, because right now you are diverting what God has created into something else. God created you to glorify him, to give all the glory to him, and right now you start glorifying yourself, which is not self-love. That is something else. Then that means we will talk about what is not self-love on the next video. And showcase, guys, I love you so much, and thank you for your time and for watching this video. May